Peace, everyone, and happy Eight of Hearts week. We are at the 8th week of 2026, and that aligns with the Eight of Hearts. And so in this video, we are going to dive into the whole life path of the Eight of Hearts, go through all its cards, see where it sits on the plate, and really kind of just give a brief understanding of what this energy can be like collectively, how it may show up, the highs, the lows, all the insights into this beautiful, juicy card, the Eight of Hearts. And also, when you look at it from an astrological lens and all the other transits that are happening, it really, really does align with this energy. And that's why I love this stuff. So let's get into the Eight of Hearts spread. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see better. And then we'll move it because we got to move up for the Eight of Hearts. All right. So you probably see it right smack here, right? And this is Neptune. So the Eight of Hearts sits in the Neptune row, and this is Jupiter. So it sits Neptune, Jupiter. So very dreamy, very bliss, a lot of expansion and increase, right? And we just today's Wednesday, we've left the Aquarius mansion, if you will, and have moved into the Pisces mansion. And what is Neptune? Pisces. And even Jupiter, is the Piscean energy. Jupiter is the original ruler of Pisces. So you could see a lot of Piscean energy within this Eight of Hearts, but also there's a lot of passion with this card too. So even the Sag energy of Jupiter, the expansion, the growth, because you're going to see it's going to come out of the water, out of the Neptune row, and move up to the top of the plate. So Neptune and Jupiter definitely can be bliss, can be a little rose-colored glasses. It could definitely be an opportunity to grow emotionally, expand emotionally, open up the heart, heal any emotional wounds. This card to me feels like a big hug. It's like that, where you're just like engulfed in the arms and you're resting your head on the chest, and it just feels so good. That's the high side of the Eight of Hearts. It's very healing. They're naturally healing people. Their aura, if you've seen my videos or my breakdowns, I always say the hearts have like big Rico Suave energy. It's like a magnet to people. People are drawn to this energy. Aesthetically, they can be very attractive people, but it's beyond just the outside. It's from the inside. It's like they radiate love, and people are very drawn to this energy. They call it in certain systems like the Playboy, Playgirl card. And it doesn't mean like they're for the streets or anything. It just means that they have this like charisma, this charm, this draw, this energy that people want, and it can be very attractive. So, play with that a little bit. Go out, be seen, like really turn on that big Rico Suave energy and see what happens. It's definitely a magnet to that. Now, the low side of eights, they can be forceful, they can be bullyish, there can be a lot of control, a lot of, push, right? But what eights have to realize, their superpower is in grace, right? Power doesn't have to force and show its hand. It just shows up. And because it's such a radiant energy, it doesn't have to do much. It just shows up in that love, in that space, in that infinite source of this healing energy that love is. So you don't have to manipulate. You don't have to connive. You don't have to be strategic in your love. You just love. Because again, it's an eight. So it's coming from like the internal battery, right? But where is your battery? Now, when you look at the supporting karma card and the challenging karma card, they're both sevens. One is the Seven of Hearts and one is the Seven of Spades. So it's coming from an energy of that spiritual love. And I've always said, when you really look at like the patterns, like 3 of the sevens in this system transform into eights. And if sevens are energies of faith or fear, and 3 of them transform into eights, and eights are infinite sources of energy, you're either going to be an infinite source of faith or an infinite source of fear, but you choose, because sevens are introspective. Sevens are from the inside out. So, and we just came off of a Seven of Hearts week. So you could have had a little wonky emotional energy, some triggers, but this is the week to heal it. This is the week because this is like unconditional love, spiritual love, but it comes from within. It's like loving yourself, healing yourself, forgiving yourself, and loving from the overflow. And then you become a radiant, powerful love house. And again, it's very magnetic. It's very healing. It feels really good on the high side. And then the challenging karma card is a seven of spades. So this is more like that spiritual work, like really embodying faith, that no matter what is happening, excuse me, Everything is aligning as it should for your higher good. You walk in this essence that God, spirit, universe is working in your favor, has your back. And then again, you're realizing you are the source, you are the plug. And so that's what makes this eight so like big and healing, because when you really go in and you really unpack and you really release any triggers or fears or lack or whatever, you radiate love, you radiate healing, you radiate this effervescence of just an aura that again people are drawn to, and it can really bring a lot of emotional power. So it's a really dope energy, but we have to be mindful of the seven, because there can be some triggers, there can be some things that come up, but you have everything inside of you to heal it. You have and the healing is through love, right? It's heart. Now, their Mercury card is the Six of Clubs, so they're very intuitive. This also can make them a little bit more slower in their approach. They have to be very responsible with their words. And when you look at the astrological lens of this week, we've had an eclipse, the new moon solar eclipse. We have the Venus and the North Node came together, fated connections, fated conversations, even fated endings, because the eclipse window that we're in. And what are six? Fate, destiny, karma, timing. Maybe a fated conversation has happened or needs to happen or will happen in this week, right? And this is also very much about taking accountability for your words. You're going to get back what you put out. So if you come, aggressive, you're probably going to be met with aggression. If you come with love, you're going to be met with love. And this is also, again, going within, taking your time, thinking before you speak, being mindful of the words. It's a messenger card. But what are the messages that you're giving? What are the messages that you're receiving? Are you open to the downloads, to the insights, to the sitting with yourself and really processing the information and then taking action, right? Because sixes are more about, okay, let me lay everything out in timing. Now this can test your patience, because sixes are more slower energy. They don't move fast. They take their time. And then their Venus card is the strongest card of fate, the strongest card of destiny, the strongest six in the system, the six of spades. So even more with that Venus and that North Node aligning, our relationships are destined, whether they're beginning, ending, coming, and you may have people coming back from the past, because we also are in the shadow of Mercury retrograde, but also all this eclipse energy, all this fated energy, all this destined energy, and six of spades in Venus. The eight of hearts are probably settling past debts from relationships, or a lot of their relationships are to learn lessons. They also learn to take their time, to trust their intuition, that it's like the balancing of scales here within the relationships as well, which again, astrologically, it's all playing out. So it's really fascinating when you can connect through the cards and the astrology lens. You see it, how it plays out. So take your time, speak your truth, be responsible, realizing you are getting back what you're putting out. So take accountability. That's a big part of those sixes as well. Now their big juicy energy, the Queen of Hearts, has their Mars card. I mean, this, you want to talk about intimacy, connecting. You got to be careful. There could be a lot of overindulging. You may overdo it in the love department. This is also what allows the Eight of Hearts to want to serve, to nurture, to mother. But let's be real, queen energy, feminine energy, when she is not well loved, when she is not being well poured into, they become savage. Is that off with your head type energy? The Eight of Hearts does not play about that love either. Like, they want to give it and receive it, and they want to feel it, and their Mars is this Queen of Hearts. So they're really set on pleasure, service. It's Neptune, so it can be very dreamy, that divine feminine energy, and rose-colored glasses even, but this can also bring a lot of passion, a lot of intimacy, a lot of deep love making, a love connecting, but even opening up your heart and allowing love in. Like, this is a beautiful energy here with Mars, and then that Neptune with it being the Queen of Hearts. Now, just be careful of the overindulging, or the, getting too comfortable, too complacent, and not, and getting a little stuck even in that energy as well. Now we move up to the crown line, because as we see, this is their Mars card, and now we have to go up, and their Jupiter card is the 10 of clubs. So with the 10 of clubs being Jupiter, I mean, their mind, thinking big, they have this charm, this magnetic energy, where they're groups of people, an audience, social settings, anywhere where they may be giving advice, bringing any education, information, knowledge, and education, information, and knowledge can be their greatest asset, right? Because of that 10 of clubs, but it also can where there could be problems sleeping this week because the 10 of clubs can represent insomnia because it's like a super brain mind. It doesn't turn off. So you have to find healthy outlets to kind of get the body to exhaust so the mind will follow. So working out, going for a run, going for a walk, doing anything that kind of moves that energy so you're not stuck in your head and you're overthinking everything and you're not sleeping. Now, this also, again, if you need something to be kind of like put out there, great energy, well received, any teaching, knowledge, education, groups of people, an audience, that's tens. And think big, don't limit yourself. We just also left a snake year. We're looking at the Chinese zodiac and moved into a fire horse energy. So it's time to ignite that passion, do big things, don't limit yourself, don't shrink yourself. It's like set your heart on fire and go after your destiny. Like don't be stagnant. That's and that those tens are big energy. So really like take advantage of this. Saturn is the 8 of diamonds. So their birth card is an 8 and their Saturn is an 8 as well. So their consistency pays off. Their perseverance pays off. The fact that they don't give up pays off, right? And that's an 8 in Saturn. It shows that any challenges, any obstacles, any like setbacks, as long as you keep going, you will win. And that's the beauty of the 8s, is like they're energizer bunnies. It also makes them really good in business, being able to overcome obstacles financially, but it's through consistency, hard work, dedication. This is a sun card too, so they have a lot of radiant, attractive, shine a light on me type of energy. So if you're in business or you want to be seen or you need a product to be well received, this is really good energy this week to kind of put stuff out there, put that love in it, put your heart in it, and it can reward you very well. Now, their Uranus card is the King of Spades, one of the 3 fixed cards, one of the most powerful cards in the deck, requires a lot of mastery, a lot of dedication, leadership, maturity, confidence. But the King of Spades isn't about the quantity, it's about the quality, it's the ethics, it's the integrity behind the work, right? And since this is in Uranus, they can be really good at like healing, working with computers, technology, masculine energy, taking like entrepreneurship, taking the reign and kind of like really realizing they're driving the ship. But it is the other side of that is a fixed card. So this can also bring a lot of stubbornness, fixed in their opinions, not being flexible, not being movable, getting stuck. So be mindful of that. A lot of power struggles can come in this energy as well, because you'll see that with 8s. There can be a lot of dominant energy, force energy. But this is really, I always say the King of Spades, I see it like it could either be like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, da-dum, 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 like stuck, or it's like confidence, like mastery, like, your opinion is not going to affect me and what I know I can do. So it's like really stepping into their power, realizing that they have everything inside of them, and then they walk with that integrity and they put in the work. The success can be, again, immense. Now, their Neptune card is a 3 of hearts. So this can make them playful, creative, relationship. They may have, all different types of people in their life, and they love to experiment, they love to craft, they love to entertain. They're very social. They're, again, very attractive energy, and I don't just mean aesthetically, internally, their aura. This is a very social card. It's a very passionate card. It's a very creative card. There can be some like hidden things, or they don't make a decision. They may have be indecisive about emotions or even like their spiritual practices, but they also may be open to channeling or looking at different views or different options. But again, anything that the heart is involved in can really be something that can grow and expand within them and then reach more people too. Now, their Pluto card is the Ace of Clubs. And so remember, when we look at the 8, it's an infinite source, right? So, and that comes from within. And it shows with this Ace of Clubs, it's like, trust yourself. You have all the answers within you. This also makes them very curious, asking lots of questions, wanting to dive into things, but there can be some like impatience, impulsiveness. There also represents, like, for us collectively, there could be a new idea, new technology, talks of like new information coming out, maybe something that's been hidden because it's Pluto, it's, the 8th house, going deep. Something can be revealed as well with this Ace of Clubs. We may see something with technology, computers, new systems being brought in, new viruses of some sort, a spread of something as well with that Ace of Clubs. But for the Eight of Hearts, this also is about trusting that internal voice, realizing you have the answers within you, and also be like motivated to pursue new studies, new knowledge, new business, new information, new education. Ask the questions, right? And then the result card is a Queen of Clubs. Remember, they have that Queen of Hearts and Mars, and now their result card is a Queen of Clubs. They are here to serve. There is an element of wanting to serve, to mother, to nurture, to take care of, but it's also they want to receive. Queens, it's feminine energies, receptivity. So not only serve, but allow yourself to receive love, knowledge, information, support, community, whatever it may be. And again, these two cards make them great educators, teachers. They have to be mindful with the Queen of Clubs of wanting to like Captain Save a Ho, everybody. I don't mean that in a negative way. You know what I mean? Because that is something she struggles with wanting to rescue or save. But again, the Queen of Clubs being their result card, their intuition is strong. When they really listen and they tap in, they're kind of being guided by that higher self as well, and really getting those downloads and very psychic abilities, very intuitive abilities when they're tapped in, when they trust themselves, right? When they don't hide, when they don't like stuff that voice down and they really listen and connect to it, they can be, again, incredibly intuitive. Now, their cosmic lesson is the Ten of Spades. So because they sit in this Neptune row and it's that water energy, right? It's like they have to put in the work. And when they put in the work, and because remember their Jupiter card is a 10 and now their cosmic lesson card is their 10, if they're willing to, work in groups, serve the community, they can have, again, a lot of success, a lot of opportunity to expand, to increase. This is called like a workaholic card, but it's also a card that's like big with family, big with networking, big with connecting, right? Big with like the social setting. So again, they're very well-known people. They can be very popular, but they have to be willing to put in the work. This is a very strong card of like doing the work, knowing that the work pays off, right? And again, when they do it, they can increase, they can expand, they can have a lot of success. Tens are very successful energies at their highest. Now, the low side is like taking over, wanting all the attention, and they easily can get it. They don't have to force that. They just show up because, again, it's an Eight of Hearts. So don't force the attention. Just come in with grace and watch that, the magnetic force come to you, right? And then their cosmic moon is a Five of Clubs. This makes them like emotionally curious and playful and even like a little bit detached, right? Because fives want freedom. Fives are seeking. Fives are change. Fives are shifting, pivoting. So their emotions can be subjected to kind of like, whoop, this way, and then, oop, this way, and then, oop, this way. So you have to kind of be able to ride that wave. And again, we're under a lot of interesting astrological energy as well. We just changed from that snake year to a fire horse year. So things are shifting. We have the Saturn and Aries conjunction coming up at 0 degrees. Saturn and Neptune in Aries at 0 degrees on Friday, which is also a 5 of Diamonds day. So there could be some sudden shifts, sudden change. Watch your emotions. They could be subjected to kind of like going off or being, uncomfortable. Try to sit with yourself, process it. Don't run from it. Talk it out. This is a great like energy to kind of express yourself, express your emotions as well. But a little bit of a detachment here with that Five of Clubs is the cosmic moon. Oh, and I forgot to go over the card that pushes them, the Two of Spades. That's the other moon card, the one that supports them. So they're supported in partnerships. They're supported in connections. They have working relationships, friendships, the brotherly love card. They really do love partnerships. They're really great. And again, they're very healing energy. So they can attract a lot of people to them. Very social, very popular energy. And then their transformation card is a Three of Diamonds. So whenever I see the threes, the highest of the threes is they're ruled by Jupiter. So they want more. They diversify. They have options. The Eight of Hearts can be very good at different businesses, different ways of making money, different things that bring value. But the biggest things, again, is like they have to be able to kind of follow through, finish the project. So be careful starting a bunch of stuff and not following through. That's the key. Their consistency is the like chef's kiss with this. And a Three of Diamonds is a very versatile energy. And they're also very social. They're very playful, very creative, very good in business. And so Eight of Hearts has that ability to kind of manage multiple things at one time. They can handle a lot of things going on and really, be able to create more opportunity because they're able to kind of like go this way, look at everything, in different options, different views. And that kind of helps when they come out of like some of this, more complacent, slower energy. When they get up here, things start popping, things start moving, things start grooving. So, and they really can expand with this energy. So in this week, again, the eclipse yesterday, new moon eclipse in Aquarius, because the nodes will switch to Aquarius and Leo later on. And so we'll have those as our nodes for like a year and a half, because we're leaving the Pisces and Virgo axis. And then we have the sun just moved into Pisces. The moon right now is in Pisces. We have the North Node in Pisces, and then you had Venus in Pisces, all coming together. So Neptune here, right? Look, 8 of Hearts sitting in Neptune. That's the Pisces house. So, we're coming out of this, where we're going into it really, and really kind of tapping into our intuitive abilities, the boundaries, the love, the rose-colored glasses, the juicy, unconditional love energy of the Piscean house. So on top of the Saturn and Aries, Neptune and Aries, the fire horse year, it's a week. It is a week, it is a week, it is a week, but it really does align with this 8 of Hearts. It's really dope. So love is healing. Love is powerful. And the 8 of Hearts is a powerhouse card of love. So really embody that, really embrace that, really allow the healing, allow the heart to expand rather than contract or restrict. Open the heart and really embrace this, all this love energy, and really see you are the source. It comes from within and then it radiates out. And this is what draws people. And again, it feels warm, it feels cozy, it feels like a big hug. But again, the low side of that can be manipulation, force, control, dominating, and that's because you're not coming from that pure space of love. You're more coming from like that fear, that lack, the scarcity is not enough, when really it is enough. You are enough. You have enough love inside of you. So it's a beautiful energy. Use it wisely. Enjoy the Rico Suave and the Playgirl, Playboy energy that they like to call this card, and really bask in the power that the 8s have and the power that love has. So I hope it's a beautiful week for you, and I will talk to y'all next time as we get ready for the 9 of Hearts week next week. Have a good one. Peace.